All right, so I'm back, and I apologize for the any inconvenience. Um, yeah, my daughter was calling me from her phone, wanted to play around with some effects and stuff like that. So unfortunately, the live stream got interrupted, and I could not get back on. So I had to actually completely start this over again. So I apologize in advance, guys. I know all of you probably dropped off. So I'll give it another minute before everyone comes back on again. So again, I had to, I guess, make two separate streams this week for this haul. So as I was saying, we were talking about Venom, and I was saying how great Venom of a book was. I think that the artwork has been nothing but short of phenomenal here. I mean, we have Stegman's artwork is on it. I think it's just so well done. It's just a great book in general. So yeah, absolutely great. So I can't wait to see how this story pans out and how this son is connected to Eddie and how it was, never communicated to him. So yeah, we'll see what happens going forward with this. All right. So that is Venom issue 12. All right. Next, we have Uncanny X-Men. This is issue 14 of the series. This is a pretty good book. I've liked it so far. Since Summers has come back, it's still not maybe top-notch material, but it is kind of cool how we have our own kind of ragtag X-Men here, which consists of Cyclops, Wolverine, Havoc, Magic, Wolfsbane, Karma, Mirage, and Multiple Man. The art is done by Salvador LaRocca. So, and I think the art's been kind of good. His story's pretty good too. It's like a middle ground book. So it's been solid at this point. So here we have, and I think the cool thing is they found their old costumes from like the 90s because their base got destroyed and they had to find again just a ragtag bunch of costumes and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. So interesting artwork in there. Dark Beast is in there too. So this tends to be a solid book. So this is Uncanny X-Men issue 14. All right. So I only have 5 live viewers that have recovered from the 16 that I had before. Again, guys, I apologize for any of the inconvenience. I could have some people watching the previous video and then it gets screwed up and then whatever the case may be. I guess that's what happens when you go live, right? JLS says hi. What's up, Jesse? How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming on the show. Yeah, very unfortunate that the last live stream couldn't get recovered. Manish Sengwan says hi, Mike. So hello, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Slowly recovering the viewers here. I have 8 viewers. So we're going to go forward now with issue number 9 of West Coast Avengers. Matthew is back. So hello, fun time. Bonnie is on. Says hello. So guys, welcome back. Lyric Magic Moment says hi there, Mike. How you guys doing? Welcome to part 2 of this live comic book haul as my first stream got completely interrupted. I couldn't recover it, so now there's a part 2 to this live show. You know, that's what you get when you try to do a live show and try to interact with your fans, and so the live stream gets screwed up, you know? Technology, what can you do with it? Brian Booth says, thanks for the persistence. I am a very persistent person. I will make sure this video continues to go up, right? So yeah, West Coast Avengers issue 9. Very serious, kind of a more serious looking cover for a very fun book. This book is being canceled, and it's unfortunate because this series has been great. How many of you guys out there has actually read West Coast Avengers? Raise your hand. Because if you haven't and you like a book that's fun every once in a while, it's a good book. But I can understand why you wouldn't pick it up because, again, it's one of those books that, okay, if I'm going to buy Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, and, all the other multiple titles that these characters have out there, it's basically like, okay, am I going to purchase this? No, I'm going to buy those other main books. And I think this book suffers because of that, because we have so many other titles out there that people don't want to risk spending $4 on the book. That's why when comic books were cheaper, right? You can explore other options, but when they're $4 a book, you know, it adds up quite a bit. Gwenpool's hysterical in this book. Her and Quentin are absolutely awesome in this issue, in this series. So really great stuff here. This is West Coast Avengers. This is issue 9. All right, let's move forward and see what else we have. Oh, so it's not an Amazing Spider-Man book, but it is the Amazing Nightcrawler issue 2. So the first issue was kind of cool. I liked it. You know, it's got his girl, is it Megan that's on there or whatnot, if I'm not mistaken. And they actually have a relationship. And in Utopia, right, you can't have a relationship. Otherwise, the extremists or whoever they are, they're going to come and get you and they're going to take you away. And the thing about Kurt in this series is he's an actor. Matthew Guy says, give us $1.99 books again. That would be great, man. I wouldn't even mind if it's $2.99 books. I think those types of price points are perfect, you know. Gets to $4, it starts getting pricey. But Kurt is actually an actor. He plays a sweet exorcist that says, "Hey, Mike, how you doing, sweet?" He's an actor in this whole world, and they have to do with action scenes and stuff like that. So since there's no violence in this Utopia, you know, you get your action kind of in the movie scenes in here too. So it's kind of cool. You get to see him in the studios and whatnot. So yeah, this is a fun book. I think out of these X-Men Utopia books, or from the Marvelous or Age of X-Men or whatever the hell they want to call them, I think this is kind of some of the better ones out there, and the artwork is good too. I think the other ones I'm not really interested in except for that main series. So this is the Amazing Nightcrawler. This is issue 2. All right, moving forward. Who likes Avengers? No Road Home right now. This is issue 6. Conan the Barbarian has made his appearance in the last issue. It was in the last page that we got to see him. Okay. So now from this point forward, right, is he going to be in the main Marvel universe? And is he going to be a part of the Avengers, or is he going to be an enemy? But this story that has to deal with Nyx and everybody else is really a solid read. Again, I've said this many times. This is a way you do a weekly book, you know. You do it consistently, you release it on time, you have consistent artworks, the same artist on there. Look at that page, guys. That is awesome right there. Sweet Exorcist says, excellent series, No Road Home. Even happier that it is weekly. Funtime Bonnie says, Conan is joining the Savage Avengers in May. That is correct. You are right. I forgot about that. And so he's going to be in his own title with the other, you know, band of characters, which I think that series can be a lot of fun too. But how does he get to those characters? Like, how does he become part of that team? So this is that stepping stone to that. So here's more of that artwork here. So Avengers No Road Home, issue 6. Again, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And it looks like he's kind of bonding there with Scarlet Witch. So that's pretty cool there. All right. Let's next on the poll list, this guys. Sweet Exorcist says, I believe all events should be weekly. You know, I kind of agree with that. I think if you're going to have an event, you need to write it well in advance. And I think that's why No Road Home and No Surrender are so consistent, because they wrote these stories in advance and they've been able to draw in advance, and they get these stories knocked out. And that's how you do a weekly event, you know? So, because they all know what's going to happen in the Marvel Universe. They know the storylines. If editorial does it the right way, they can write this story to where it fits in to the current Marvel Universe. And this way, events are not dragged out, right? I mean, you could have a 6-issue event that doesn't take span of 6 months, and it only takes place 6 weeks. And this way it's not drawn out and people don't get bored with it. You know, kind of just like how Doomsday Clock is right now. It comes out every other month. And I don't even read it anymore because I can't follow a book that comes out this way. Yeah, Kelvin says 2 parts. Yeah, it's 2 parts. The first part got screwed up. The live stream got interrupted. My youngest daughter was calling me on Facebook Messenger. She just wanted to play around with the effects on it and stuff like that. And when I went to go back on the live stream, it totally got interrupted. It kicked itself out. It wouldn't let me go back on. So I had to do 2 parts. So I apologize for the inconvenience if you clicked on part 1. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Matthew. 2 years for Doomsday Clock. Like, you lose interest in it. When it comes to Doomsday Clock, I'm just going to wait for the trade to come out. And then I'll read it then. Because it's just way too long, you know? Funtime Bonnie says, War of the Realms is kind of weekly. Yeah, and it's taken place, I think, through a lot of books, right? I mean, it has its main series, but then it's crossing over to the whole Marvel universe. Sweet Exorcist says, not just Marvel, Justice League versus Suicide Squad was also weekly and very good. I forgot that actually came out. That was a pretty good book. I remember that. Kelvin says, haha, I feel you. My kids are the same way. Lyric Magic Moment says, they have so many events that's where they should reduce the price so we can get all the events. You know, I just agree in general. Comics need to be affordable. They've always been a medium where it should be affordable for people, correct? Like, you know, when I was 15 years old, and I guess I get there's inflation. I get that things cost more money and things like that. But I'm just making an example. When I was 15, 16, 17 years old and comics were $1, it's like you could get $5, 5 books and not even flinch. I'm not saying comics should be $1, but even though you can find comics in the dollar bin, I still think a reasonable price point for comics is $2.99. I think that's should be the industry standard. That's personally my opinion. I'm not sure if you guys agree with me there. So right now we have 14 viewers. Thanks, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let people know that this video exists out there. Okay, let them know that I exist out there. All right. So moving forward now, we will show my next book on the poll, and this was Batman. And Peter Parker's on. What's up, Peter? How you doing? Nice to catch a show, right? Batman, issue 67. I got the variant cover for this one. I thought this was a must-have when it came to the variant cover. Matthew says comics for 40 cents when I... Holy cow, man. That is cheap. I mean, cheap, right? But this is a beautiful cover. I love Batman looking over the cityscape and seeing the buildings and whatnot. Sweet says, I'm doing the same when Heroes in Crisis waiting for the trade. It's a smart move. Just finished work, Mike. Congratulations, Peter. Hopefully you enjoy your night. Tom says, beautiful Batman cover. So, yeah. So, what do you guys think of Batman right now? Are you on board? Do you kind of feel the same way that I am? Are you kind of bored of the whole situation with Batman, with this whole nightmare situation that he's going through, the whole withdrawal with Selena Kyle and things like that? I kind of am, you know, and I felt like that things are just a little bit slow right now. So we got this going on right now. Here's the artwork inside. So we have that. And so, yeah. So Calvin says, love the dream issues. Got me back reading into Batman. Okay, that's good. All right. Like I said, if you guys are, you know, you're right, Peter. He says, I think it's a silent issue this time. Wasn't even paying attention to it. It kind of is. It really is. That's quite interesting. So, yeah, I don't want to give away all the pictures then because it'll spoil the entire story. All right. So yeah, Sweet thinks I think the physical should be $2.99 while the digital should be much less. The only problem with making a digital cheaper is it's going to drive people to digital, and they're going to just read it digitally, and then eventually I think people will drop off of physical comics. I think that's why they keep it the same price. Peter Barker's like laughing at me. Slaughter Cinema says, I've liked these Batman Dream issues. That's great, guys. I'm glad you liked it. It's a personal preference for me. You know, I just feel like there's no real story progression when it comes to Batman at this point in time. All right. Next, we have Captain Marvel. This is issue 3. Captain Marvel's been okay. It's nothing special for me. But I do like this cover. I think this cover is really cool. It's kind of weird that they're stuck in this world that's going on in Manhattan that has to deal with all women. And then I guess they got to rescue the men, or the men are captured somewhere else. She-Hulk is in this issue. She actually lost her powers, because you lose your powers in this world when you come here, or they're much more reduced. So Jennifer Walters is no longer like She-Hulk. She's just basically Jennifer Walters. Check out this. Everyone's a Target. And this is coming out in August. And it's got Venom and it's got Captain Marvel. Or no, it's got Captain America. What's that about? Is Carnage going in there? Man, I'm looking forward to that. More than this, I guess. Cool cover, though. I like the cover. Let's see. Sweet X says, I dropped Batman for the most part after the wedding. I like Tom King, but I feel it's a little overrated. And Comics Watching says, hey, Mike, love watching your channel every week. Happy to actually catch it live during some rare downtime at work. Yep, I have very little downtime. I have stuff going on in the morning. I have a few hours always in the afternoon. And then in the afternoon to the evening, I teach tennis. So it's like I have these few hours every day to do like my video editing, and I do all that stuff. So to do this live, it takes a little bit more time, but I don't have to do editing, but I get to talk with you guys. So I guess that's a good trade-off, you know? So at least you guys get to actually talk to me. And I think that's kind of fun. Let's see. Read this issue already. I don't know. It doesn't catch me at all. I guess I'll drop it. Are we talking about Captain Marvel? Comics Watching says, great trade-off. Yeah, I guess it is, right? Next is Criminals. Criminal by Ed Brubaker. Last issue was great, as it had to do with a type of comic artist, illustrator. He was famous, committed crimes and stuff like that. Peter Barker says, what's the weather like over there, Mike? Really nice spring day today. Kind of nice. 71 degrees here with a light breeze. No rain in the forecast. Kelvin says, teach me tennis. I am a tennis instructor. You come to Florida, I'll teach you tennis at my park. So Criminal, really, really great stuff. Not sure who it has to deal with. The first issue we dealt with one story. The second issue we dealt with the illustrator. I don't know if this is a different story. This series is not in order. Sweet Exorcist says that Captain Marvel cover is really great. Really enjoying the book as well. Criminal is excellent. That's what Peter Barker says. So yeah, here's some more of that artwork in here. It's a very heavily, you know, it's really story-driven, this book. You know, you really got to pay attention to it. Manish says, please do upload the stream recording as well for the people missing the stream. No, it automatically goes. When I get done with the live stream, it automatically processes it to my channel, so you'll be able to see the video in its entirety. You'll just have to click on 2 parts this time, which kind of sucks. And again, I apologize about that. So here's some more of Criminal. If you guys haven't read Criminal, pick it up, okay? Wait, is just a 16th flight. I'm on my way for some tennis training. Yeah. And Peter Barker says is something, can't make it out, continuation of comic book writer story. No, I think it's not. I think it's a different story. I'm not even sure. They have so many different things going on in that book. I have to read it to truly find out what's going on. All right, so moving forward, we have Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. This is issue 4. So we have this going on right now. This has to do with that, where Spider-Man comes from this upside down Manhattan, and all the people are orange there. I think Todd Taylor does a great job. There's something going on here with like a pixelated Spider-Man video game or memory. I don't know what's happening there, so I think that's kind of comical. Tom Taylor really knows how to write the character in a funny way. And quite different, introducing a new character by the name of Rumor and whatnot. So I'm really enjoying this book. I think it's really a lot of fun. Peter Barker says, Friendly Neighborhood is a bit out there for me. It's definitely different. I give you that. But I also give you that it's really original, too. Something that we haven't seen. Completely different characters. And I love the interaction that Human Torch has with Boomerang and Peter himself, as well as he's watching these kids. Here's a cool artwork page I'm going to show to you guys. That's pretty nice. Really cool looking stuff right there. So really neat, guys. So yeah, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man issue 4. All right, next, Guardians of the Galaxy issue 3. 1 and 2 were phenomenal reads. as we're continuing the story, as they're trying to find Thanos' consciousness and destroy it before Thanos comes back to life and destroys everybody and gains the Infinity Gems and whatnot. So, yeah, it's been a cool story. Cosmic Ghost Rider's in it. He's hilarious. He was fighting Groot in the last issue. Nihilus is in this issue, which is awesome. Funtime Bonnie says, well, what's your favorite Spider-Man title? Amazing Spider-Man is. I think Nick Spencer is doing a phenomenal job with that. Here's some more of Annihilus. Hela's in the issue as well. I think this Guardians of the Galaxy story, written by Donny Cates, has some really strong potential. I think the action is really heavy. Just looking at this book, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And this is issue 3. All right, next. The Immortal Hulk, guys. Issue 15. What did you think about issue 14? We could possibly get Immortal Red She-Hulk coming out of it, right? This series has been so good. I know some people don't like it, but I've enjoyed it. It's different. It's not all about Hulk smash. And Al Ewing writes it, and he also does partial writing on No Road Home as well. And that's why Immortal Hulk is written so well in that series also, because he broke one of Nick's son's neck, and that was insane in that last issue. But I don't know if we're going to get Red She-Hulk in this issue. It's like a cliffhanger for that. So, Sweet Exorcist says, Donny Cates and Jason Aaron are dominating Marvel right now, and it's well-deserved. You know, they're great. They're great writers. It's great stuff. Look at this page. That's cool, too. Oh, it's not focusing. There you go. So that's cool stuff there, too, guys. All right, so let's move forward. All right, next. Anybody reading Middle West, independent book from Image Comics? Really solid series. Scotty Young is the actual writer of this book. The artwork is done by George Corona, and it's a fantasy book. As we get to see a young boy who gets he runs away from his father. His father's very abusive, and now he's developed this thing on his chest. He's trying to get it removed, and we get to see the apple doesn't fall far from his tree because he's changing into something, and his father changed into this killer tornado thing. So it's really a lot of fun. It's a great book. Definitely, he travels with a character by the name of Fox, which I think is cool. So yeah, it's a good book, you know. Definitely, if you haven't given it a try, you might want to give it a try, guys. It's on issue 5. It might go to 6 issues before it comes out with a trade, but it's a good book. It's something definitely different. So this is Middle West. This is issue 5. And like I said, guys, at the end of this show, once I'm done showing my comic books, I'm going to pick 7 books that's going to be on my top 5 countdown. It's going to be top 5 books, a worst pick, and an honorable mention on here. So I'm picking 7 from this poll. So stay tuned to see what books are going to be picked for that Friday show. Next is a book that I haven't kept up with. I've been just collecting them and probably going to read them a little bit at a time. I've read the first 3 issues, but this is Farmhand. This is issue 6. This is done by the writer. By the illustrator of Chew, if you guys read that. It's done by Rob Guillory. The artwork is very distinctive of his artwork, but if you read Chew, you would understand how his artwork actually is. He creates these Easter eggs in the background and things like that. Tevia's on. He says, ooh. And Jose says, you don't find it wrong that the Hulk kills. No, it's just a different interpretation of Hulk. He's a completely different character. And I think it makes the character edgy. It makes him different. A character like Hulk, why shouldn't he? Why not? Why not have him kill? Who cares? You know, I think sometimes in these Marvel comics, it's like, oh, we can't show death. We can't kill. Show him kill. He's a monster. Why not? You know, Farmhand's still going on. Read number 1, and that was it. Yeah, it's still going on. It went from, I think it took a break at issue 5, and I think this might be the first issue since then. So, yeah, I thought it was a mini. I guess it's an ongoing. So, yeah, that's Farmhand issue 6. All right. So, next, we have Meet the Skrulls. This is issue 2. I loved the first issue. It was so hysterical to see these people or these alien race pose as people. They sit down at the dinner table, they change the scroll form, and they're like, daughter, what have you accomplished today? And they talk in all like alien form race. And then you have the youngest daughter who was born on Earth, and she's more used to the Earth culture than the scroll culture. And she doesn't really understand the mission that's going on. And we have the teen that's kind of fitting in too. So she's kind of in between both. There's a lot of pressure with this scroll family trying to actually get back to taking over the Earth again and stuff like that. So yeah, so really cool. Didn't like the Scrolls #1 myself. Oh, that's unfortunate, Peter. I'm sorry you didn't. I liked it. I'm very curious to see how this series is going to continue. I know I think it's only a mini series. It's written by Robbie Thompson. I thought it was good. I think it's interesting. So something different, something a little different, right? Then Jose says, well, then he shouldn't be a hero or on the Avengers. But if you did not read the Avengers, he, again, broke someone's neck in the Avengers storyline, too. So he crosses the line, but you know what? That's just his character. So he kind of has no mercy. He's going to do it. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. It's just something different. All right. And then last but not least on this week's pull list, I have Naomi issue 3. Any of you guys reading Naomi out there right now? It just says, just tell me, who am I? So Brian Michael Bendis is stringing this along. We don't know who Naomi is. We don't know where she came from. We know that 17 years ago, there was a hero appearance in this town. Coincidentally, the same time she makes her appearance or when she gets adopted. So in this issue, are we going to get those answers here? So that's going to be an interesting story. Hopefully, they give us some answers. Don't string us along, Bendis. I don't want to hear more. I don't want to see any more stalls. But it looks like we might get some story here. I don't know. We get to see some action. So maybe that's like a flashback here or whatnot. So yeah, we'll see what happens going forward with that. So I think this could be a lot of fun this particular week. So Peter says, Mike, did you cover Spider-Man life stories? I missed the start of your show. Reading Naomi simply for the gorgeous art. Every page is a poster. Best art in comics right now. Matthew Guy says, just Bendis Superman books. I'm having a problem with Bendis Superman books. Ivy Ryman says, I get very jelly watching these comic calls. Say a silent prayer for us comic lovers in South Africa who don't have easy access to such cool comic books. And that is unfortunate. And hopefully, if you can go on some websites and maybe you can find some comic books, again, that's a great avenue to go by. Scroll immigration without papers is just like aliens coming over the wall. Okay. Oh, that's fine. All right. So Naomi is going to a season model. All right. So now, I promised you guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Also, I'm going to pick 7 books right now that I'm going to pick in my top 5 and honorable mention and worst pick. So I'll pick 7 books from this poll. So let's see where I'm going to go. I got to go through these again. I did talk about Spider-Man life stories. I did get that. That was at the beginning of the first part of this show. So definitely, when it comes to Spider-Man life story, I'll be reviewing that one. Did you read The Grim Knight last week? I did not read that one. Slaughter Cinema says, Comixology is a great app to read comics if you don't have a local store. Very true. Absolutely. You can read it digitally. So yeah, Spider-Man life story is one book that will be read. I think we'll do, let's see. What do you guys think? What books should I review in the top 5? We'll do Spider-Man, this one, the City at War. So we have 2, and they're 2 Spider-Man books, but they're 2 #1s. So #1s is like almost like a thing, right? People want to see Immortal Hulk and Batman. All right, so we have Batman. I will review Batman. I'm not reading Nightwing anymore. That book just got too cheesy for me. Too cheesy. So we have 3. People want to see Immortal Hulk. So I will do Immortal Hulk. So that's 4. All right, let's see what else we have out there. Review Guardians and Captain Marvel. Okay, so we got another one for Guardians. So I got another one for Guardians. Okay. All right. One for Criminal. And let's see. I'll name off the next. We have Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Criminal, Captain Marvel, Avengers No Road Home, Amazing Nightcrawler, West Coast Avengers, The Uncanny XMen, Venom, Spider-Man Miles Morales, the Teen Titans issue 28 with Deathstroke, and Middle West and Farmhand. I'm not reviewing those. Meet the Skrulls and Naomi. So I'll take a couple more. Let's see what you guys say. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 2 more books. 2 more books. Any sayers out there? Anybody? Anybody out there? Anybody? Naomi ends its first season with issue 6. I read DC Solicits in June. Too many good books, LOL. Back to top 10. Scrolls. All right. The problem why I couldn't do top 10 anymore is one reason it's a long show and it puts a lot of pressure for me to read like at least 12, almost 10 to 12 books in one day. And not only do I have to read those books, but I do the video in the same day and I can't do anything on Friday. So I have to do it all tomorrow. So it's a lot of work to do. That's why I shot it down to 5, but I decided to put the comic art on the video itself. So it's a more better quality video. So that's why I decided to change it. All right. So let's see. We got Scrolls, Criminal. How much money did you spend on this haul plus gas money? I actually only spent $30 on this haul because I had stored credit this week. Captain Marvel, Avengers, No Road Home. All right, I think I'm going to do Avengers, No Road Home. And I think, it's between, I think, Criminal and Captain Marvel. Let's see. Criminal or Captain Marvel? Which one do I pick? I reviewed the first Criminal, the first 2 issues of that already. Captain Marvel, don't know. Let's see. I think I'll go with Criminal. We'll see what happens in this 3rd issue if it continues. So, the final call for the top 7 are Spider-Man Life Story #1. Spider-Man City at War #1. Batman issue 67. The Immortal Hulk issue 15. Guardians of the Galaxy issue 3. Avengers No Road Home.